Million prayers have been answered today. All the 41 workers who were trapped inside Uttarakhand Tunnel since 12th of November have been evacuated safely. The rescued workers were greeted by Uttarakhand's Chief Minister CM Dhami and Union Minister VK Singh. Now, all the rescued workers have been taken directly to the hospital where their necessary health checkups have also been done. And by God's grace, they've all been declared safe, and it's being said that their conditions remain intact. Remember, it was roughly around 8 p.m. today that all those 41 workers, after 800 hours of being stuck inside that Silkyara Barcode tunnel, which caved in on 12th of November, that was Diwali, remember, were rescued today at roughly 7:05 p.m. as has been shared by the PMO earlier as well. Those are the visuals on the left side of your screen which show the Chief Minister of Uttarakhand, CM Dhami, garlanding all those rescued workers, the 41 trapped. The first one was roughly rescued between 7:05 and 8 p.m. today, and soon those ambulances that were parked outside the tunnel ferried them to the local hospital where they were all declared safe and sound. And remember, it's been a multi-pronged effort by more than 5 agencies, including the NDRF, the SDRA agencies, as far as even the Prime Minister's office have been very closely monitoring this entire rescue operation. Even the Indian Air Force was on standby. For more details, we'll be bringing you ground reports, but as of now, let's also bring you the reactions that have poured in.
16 दिनों से भी लगातार अंदर संघर्ष कर रहे थे और पूरा देश उनके लिए बाहर संघर्ष कर रहा था। इस पूरे अभियान में लगे हुए सभी कर्मचारियों को, सभी कार्मिकों को, सभी विशेषज्ञों को, सभी हमारे वैज्ञानिकों को, सभी भारत सरकार की संस्थाओं को और एक एक व्यक्ति जो मीडिया से भी थे, उन समेत मैं सबका धन्यवाद करता हूं। हमारे प्रधानमंत्री आदरणीय मोदी जी लगातार इस रेस्क्यू अभियान की हमसे, सभी लोगों से लगातार जानकारी करते थे।
मैंने पहले दिन जब आप लोगों से बात की थी, मैंने एक ही चीज कही थी, हमारा एक ही लक्ष्य है, इनको सेफ निकालना। उसको देखते हुए हमारे देश में या विदेश में जिस भी चीज की हमको जरूरत थी, वो प्रधानमंत्री जी के मार्गदर्शन से वो हमको मिली। कोई ऐसी चीज नहीं है, जितने साधन जुटाए गए हैं, इतने साधन किसी और ऑपरेशन के अंदर नहीं जुटे होंगे। दूसरी चीज, सब चीजों के अंदर बहुत अच्छा कोऑर्डिनेशन है। टनल के ऑपरेशन में इतने लोग फंसे थे, उनको निकालने के लिए जो चीज चाहिए थी, हर एक चीज की जरूरत पड़ती है। ये कहना कि ये बड़ा या छोटा वो नहीं होता। इस ऑपरेशन के लिए जो चीज चाहिए होती है वो पूरी हमने इकट्ठी की।
All right, let's quickly go across to our guests in terms of to gauge an understanding of how complicated and complex this entire rescue operation has been. And for that, let me introduce my guests today. I'm joined in by retired Colonel S. Dinny, who's an army veteran, also joined in by Vimlendu Jha, who's an environmentalist. Many thanks to you both, gentlemen. Now, Colonel, if I could begin with you, many setbacks later and 400 hours of struggle inside that tunnel for all those trapped workers, should today's moment be about focusing on those setbacks or that celebration of the success that all of India is celebrating today?
I think, ma'am, absolutely this is a day of celebrations because 41 precious lives have been saved today. And it has been saved through the collective efforts of many agencies, many people who have been directly or indirectly involved in this operation. So definitely today is a day of celebrations. I think it's a wonderful moment because in India there is a general sense that there is no value for life, but I think today that kind of thing has been overcome, and we see a live example of how the entire might of the country has been placed to save 41 people.
I think that's a very interesting point that you've made. Vimlendu Jha, if I could bring you in on that point that Colonel Dinny has just made, that, today is also about valuing life, because remember, even when we talk about Prime Minister's agenda when it comes to disaster rescue efforts, he's always gone on record to say that, you know, we must always prioritize the lives of the poor, the women and the children, something that we've witnessed today.
I think it's very important for us to know that this disaster happened because of the Prime Minister's pet project. So therefore, to say that, well, it's a great day for India, why were these 41 people trapped? These 41 people were trapped because of the pet project of the Prime Minister in a Himalayan region, an ecologically fragile region without any environmental clearance. So, you know, to really glad that these 41 people have been saved and really congratulate everyone who worked towards it. But reality is that this disaster was man-made, was government-made. This kind of a project was imagined in Himalayan region. And therefore, we need to think about that.
No, so that is an analysis which we will also be doing.
It's not an analysis. It's the
we
reality.
need to introspect, and that analysis also has to be done by media, which is why we have you here to do that. On that note, Vimledu, I'm going to request you to continue staying with me. I'm also joined in by our correspondent Anshul Singh, who's reporting live from Ground Zero. He's been there since day one, ever since the disaster took place. Anshul, I'd like to hear from you. What is the condition of all those workers? We believe that they've all been taken to the hospital. What have the medical authorities said?
So yes, just a few moments ago, all these workers have started to reach the hospital in Chinalisop, which was approximately 30 kilometers away from the spot. But yes, a big day, a day of relief for each and every person, especially for the family members who are out here in this biting cold and were trying to figure out as to what is the future of their loved ones going to be. Also a big day for the rescuers who were working 24/7 round the clock for the last 17 days, making new plans. A lot of issues came up, a lot of obstructions came up. Each time a new plan was made, new obstructions came up, then new ways were found out to get around that, and then yet again new obstructions came up. Finally, after 17 days, we can finally say that the operations has been absolutely successful. Everything has fallen into place on the 17th day of this operation. All the family members who had collected over here, they are now with their loved ones in the hospital, and they would be kept over there over the next 24 to 36 hours.
All right.
And post that, they would be airlifted and would be taken to their homes as well. So yes, a big day, a day that would be written in history as well. And yes, history definitely has been created by all the people who had worked here for the last 17 days relentlessly, making sure that all these workers are taken out with safety and care. And that operation, that mission has absolutely been successful.
Arshil, we also saw that press conference being addressed by Chief Minister CM Dhami and General VK Singh as well, where a compensation's also been assured by the government. What has the government said now? What are the assurances being given to all those workers now?
So yes, the government has announced a compensation of rupees 1 lakh for each of these people who were stuck over here. We are also expecting some more compensation to be announced from the respective state governments as well at this point in time. Remember, over the last 15 to 16 days, the officers from all these states, including Jharkhand, Uttar Pradesh, Odisha, they all were over here monitoring the entire rescue operations in front of their eyes, and they also have promised compensation. The amount of compensation would be announced tomorrow is what we are expecting at this point in time. But yes, compensation has been announced. But yes, what about the reasons for this entire collapse? What were the reasons for this entire collapse? What led to the delay in the rescue operations? There were many mistakes that were made during the rescue operations as well. All these questions will be asked. These questions have still not been answered. Initially, the government was saying that once the rescue operations end, then these answers would come up. So yes, now we will patiently wait for all these answers. Initially, for what was the reason behind this accident, who was responsible for this accident to happen at the first place. Secondly, why were there so many delays that happened? Could the rescuers have been more careful in making decisions? Because remember, on just 3 days ago, the ground penetrating radar, the reports of that radar that came in, and post that the auger machine was pushed in with full force, which meant that the machine got stuck inside the debris, and that delayed the operation yet again by at least 36 hours. So yes, a lot of mistakes have been made in the way. New learnings have been found. But yes, these questions needs to be answered, and we'll be seeking those answers from the governments as well.
Absolutely. And when we talk about this entire rescue effort, Anshul, take us, walk